Hey guys, welcome to Creatitive, where we help athletes, sports marketers, and those athletic business owners learn how to build legacy brands beyond the game. Every Tuesdays and Thursdays, we talk about solutions that can truly change the business of sports. Today, we'll be discussing the process of developing the ultimate website for your football club or sports club. We'd love for you to tackle that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and give us a like so you don't miss out on anything in the future. Football has always been an integral part of American culture. And though we've seen other sports rise to the title of most popular sports in the US, American sports fans still have a soft spot for football. The NFL remains to be one of the most popular sports across the country, with at least 37% of Americans claiming it as their favorite sport. There's still plenty of room for growth depending on your audience within the market. And because of this, sports marketers and athletes are encouraging leagues, teams, brands alike to continue to adopt new strategies to keep the market thriving and alive. With more and more sports fans spending much of their time online to share their love for the sport, the demand for players to have a solid presence online continues to increase. And though the easy answer is to focus on social media, sports marketers would tell you that a great website remains to be the most effective platform for your audience, sports fans, especially if the website is well designed. So, to help you build a solid presence online, we've created a guide on how to create that ultimate football experience, starting with the importance of the website discovery process. Now, I've talked about this before, but in today's day and age, you don't want to skip the discovery process. A lot of athletes and sports professionals assume that building a website is just all about putting it up. If it looks okay, then it must be good. When in reality, a lot of thought and hard work should be placed into the process of developing one. It's not enough to just have a website. It must be functional, mobile friendly, possibly SEO ready depending on your audience. All of these elements are discussed during the first stage of the web building process, and this is called website discovery. During this time, you and your team of developers as well as designers will talk about the important foundations that make up your team's website. Like, what is the goal you want to achieve through this platform, and how can you achieve that? For example, if you're thinking of creating a website to sell your Pop Warner League's merchandise to its local fans, then you need to have some sort of e-commerce solution involved, not just for your consumers, but for your team. But if you just want to spread brand awareness in your locality, then an informational site might be the best direction. And besides the actual process of setting down goals, the discovery stage also includes competitive review, wherein you check out the brands of your competitors or other leagues to see what they're doing and, most importantly, what they're not doing. During this stage, it's also crucial that you already have created your fan profiles for your website. In order to create an effective website, you also need a good understanding of your fan base, who they are, what they value, and more. This can all be done during the brand development phase, the foundational part before your website. But getting into a little deeper here, especially if you're a league, you still want to kind of go through the sitemap and wireframing for the user flow. Why? Because this sets the foundation of the user flow and where your customers and or fans are going to go. The sitemap and wireframes act as that backbone for your website. Sitemap basically gives you and your team a clear picture of what pages some of your fans may go to, why they're going there, and what interactions they will have. It also shows you how a potential user could navigate through the whole site to find what they need. Now, if you skip this whole step, do you really think you'll figure out that information? No. The sitemap is really created to help that flow. The wireframe will give you an idea what the website will look like and where certain pages and even other assets like videos, categories, etc. will be placed. The wireframing and sitemap elements ensure that the structure of your website is fixed and finalized before giving you the time to start experimenting on the visual design and or the coding portion of the actual website. Now, how are you bringing in your athletes and or customers for the games? Well, you need to kind of think about search intent. SEO will be a big part of this process, especially if you're local. While your sitemap and wireframe is still being created, let's talk about another important element that can get you either make or break of your website, and that's your content. A lot of people think that once the structure of the site is complete, it's finalized. They can go straight to design and content. When the truth of the matter is that before we can start discussing engaging copy, it's important that we first create and develop an actual SEO strategy. What's the user intent? Why are they coming to the site? What pages will your SEO target? An efficient website is never complete without an effective SEO strategy. And with the recent Google updates, it's crucial that a website's SEO strategy is rooted in value and search intent. SEO has become a staple in the digital marketing space and in today's modern industry. With Google, they just keep pushing that algorithm and making it better every year. And based on the guides released by Google itself, the search engine is putting great content in user intent as its main priority. This means that they are constantly in the lookout for websites that have a clear understanding of search intent. It's not enough for your sports team or your local e-commerce store to just target certain keywords, but provide them with content that they can actually relate to. They need to have a clear idea who users are even making these queries in the first place and provide them with accurate and useful information. You need to take some time to understand search intent and build your SEO strategy around the idea of answering your fans' needs and wants. Building a keywords list helps organize for the user and will help you immediately once going live. For example, if an end user wants to learn more about your Pop Warner League, then your team's page should target intentful keywords that they're likely to use when they're making this query. But if you're interested in purchasing merchandise, then your product pages should target keywords that have modifiers like buy, sell, the type of material, the description of the products, etc. When your SEO strategy is efficient from the start, it provides you with the basics that you need to create an effective content marketing strategy. Now, this is going to be different for every sports website, but the design of your website should always be around your brand. That is your foundation. Let's go to the design and why it's crucial for you to incorporate all of your brand's identity in the visuals of your sports site. Yes, visuals matter, but not in the manner in which most people think. Sure, it's crucial that you get a website that grabs the attention and interest of potential consumers, but it's even more important that the website design of your main platform communicates and shows the intent towards your positioning, towards the subconscious self of your individuals. Before you even go to the actual process of designing your website, it's important that you first take some time to determine what your brand looks like visually. What are some of the colors that best represent its identity? And how about the remaining imagery that you think your fan base should associate with your brand? When we go into this process with most of our clients, We make sure that they have a solid brand identity before we even talk website. Keep in mind that your website will be your brand's leading platform. It's the first place that potential fans will see whatever they look your team up online. So it only makes sense that your website is created to represent your visual why. People should recognize your team's brand just by scrolling through the website and or just subconsciously seeing your logo or thinking about your brand from different times. They should be able to see the same colors, images that you use whenever your team is playing on the field. The more consistent your brand is visually, the higher chances of them recognizing your brand even from afar. Why do you think most competitors have businesses on the corner from each other? A lot of articles will tell you heaps of different things when it comes to what makes your brand's website great. And honestly, it makes things extremely confusing for a lot of people. But we'll tell you straight up, there's only one factor that you need to do extremely well in order for the success, and that is experience. From first step of the website building process, we've discussed the growing importance of user experience in the digital marketing industry. People are constantly on the lookout for brands or teams that care for them as much as they do. When a website is created with the end users in mind in every step of the way, it becomes an effective platform that brings brands and fans together. If you want to learn more about the entire process of creating and maintaining a kick-ass website for your sports organization, then make sure you check out our channel. We talk all about this on other videos. We hope you guys loved today's video, and if you want to learn more about the great solutions that can truly change the game, don't forget to tackle that subscribe button, give us a like, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything in the future.